So, you may be wondering how I got here. So let me tell you. Imagine.
These nuts. Ha! Got him!
Imagine. There was a pill. No. Not the red pill, blue pill stuff. But a singular pill that could either kill you or revert your physical age to primary school. Obviously, you're not gonna take it, bro. What are you on about? Enter Kudo Shinichi, the genius high school detective and protagonist of Aoyama Gosho's manga series, Detective Conan, beginning serialization in 1994 with an anime release 2 years later, on January 1996. Kudo was force-fed this pill with the intention of killing him by a crime syndicate, also known as the Black Organization, were the main antagonist for Detective Conan. But he lucked out and got the side effect of regressing his physical age, but not mental age, which the organization is unaware of. With the new alias of Edogawa Conan, we begin our journey, searching for a cure. Now, welcome to Why I Love Detective Conan. Name's Frost, and welcome to Frost Demigod. We've all heard those appalling one-liners. Why haven't they found the One Piece yet? How hasn't he caught the bad guy yet? Like, we get it. We've heard them for long shows so much. We've all heard of them. If you haven't, damn, you are in some rock, bro. Because I've heard these every fucking day. But although people always talk about One Piece, I've never seen a single soul talk about Detective Conan. Maybe a name drop in a video, just one line, never again. But I have never actually met a person who has watched Detective Conan and talked to them about it. Now, it could be because the One Piece! The One Piece is real! Can we get much higher?
So high,
I'm so fucking sorry. I had to do that. Overshadows Conan, and since it is mentioned frequently, people would try it and converse about it. The same couldn't be said here. And before you comment, but Frost, it's popular in Japan. I get that. They've whole ass made the author's hometown of Hokue nicknamed Conan Town, with Detective Conan statues, Kaito Kid statues, literally all over the place. It's actually on my wish list of places to go. But we're getting sidetracked. So, I put on my big boy safety goggles and my lab coat and decided to do a forensic investigation. And, as curiosity killed the cat, it killed me too, fam. What the hell is this? 300 episodes watched in the span of 9 days. Hello? Addiction much? I even got to touch grass, eat food and sleep. But somehow, I did this. How? I made time out of nowhere. Now, how did I end up wasting an average of 12 hours a day on this? And why? And that's what I'll get into now, with my newfound curiosity and anime burnout, since I've watched Mushishi for over the span of half a year. It took me that long to watch 12 episodes. So I was extremely burnt out from anime. I don't know what it was, but I just didn't have it in me to watch anime anymore. So I decided, Conan, since I'm always hearing about it, might as well give it a shot and actually see what it's about. Sure, 1,000+ episodes seems scary, 27 movies at the moment, but that could last me 5 years, right? 5 years. Yeah, it seems good enough. I'll have something in the long run, and I'll have something to ease me back into anime and find faith in the anime industry. Not like the 50th shitty isekai that's oh, we're the strongest in the world, but actually we're not. But those 5 years became 58 days total, including the Magic Kaito spin-off and all the films. But what made it so good? Obviously, I can't pull the, oh my god, the world building is so good! Because let's be real, fam. Anything with over 1,000 chapters, anything like 300 chapters needs to have some sort of good world building. If you don't, something is wrong here. But what made it good for me? Honestly, the first episode sold me on the show. It had the thriller aspect. Could I call it thriller? I don't know. It had the thrill. Like the thrill of the hunt. You get me? It's like, oh, suddenly we're on a stealth mission. We got caught. Bad repercussion. And Kudo just seemed like a smartass. And I wanted to see what this man's did. And also, funny glasses boy. Ha ha ha. Like a crime syndicate that leaves absolutely zero traces. And Kudo, now known as Conan, trying to track them down without leaving any traces of him being alive. Because if he does, they'll come back, finish the job, and everyone around him. So it's like, that intensity made me just stay invested in the show. And stealth and mystery have always been things I've loved. Like, definitely Sherlock Holmes. And the high tension story just kept me engaged. Of course, the cast had a role to play as well. One of which being Kaito Kid, who is seen in my YouTube banner right here. And a few other characters I won't name for spoilers' sake, but I will say, Mr. Beanie Man over here is awesome as hell, bro. Just wait until you see this man's. He's so badass. And also, the villains, they're all named after alcohol. You know how badass it is just to be called, like, sake? Sorry, I'm getting a bit sidetracked over here. You can tell how excited I am. But also, the chemistry between the characters and those who try to help Conan in this hunt is extremely enjoyable. Like, even the M16, CIA, FBI, they get involved too. And it's like, damn. And although Detective Conan is 1,055 episodes as of writing and recording the script, and 1,099 chapters long, not all the chapters or episodes are utilized to progress this main plot point, so I may have sold you on the plot, but keep in mind there will be slice of life aspects, side character arcs, character exploration, romance aspects, a bunch of other stuff to build the world and not like rush through this entire thing in 100 chapters. Because honestly, if Aoyama wanted to, he could just blaze right through it in like 200 chapters and it would be over. And the anime itself is 44% filler, and I watched all that filler. Because I wanted to be the one who could say whether the filler was worth it or not, instead of a 10-year-old Reddit thread, or a guy saying, if the filler is bad, the show is bad. If you didn't like the Naruto filler, then Naruto wasn't a good show, alright? Yeah? Okay, then you must watch the Conan filler. Like, bro, I saw that take when trying to see if it's worth seeing the filler or not. And my brain, like, imploded. How can you... What? That aside, I shouldn't be bad-mouthing people. I don't have much taste myself. Although filler cases are fun, and I'm starving for Conan content, because, bro, with the pace I went, like 200 episodes average a week, like, I was starving for Conan content when I was done. Like, I watched all the filler because, hey, even a filler episode is like some saving grace then instead of like the 3 months between canon episodes. Like, it's something for me. Like, I watched them, but honestly, you don't need to, and you won't miss much. The movies themselves, a lot of them are actually filler. All the movies with Kaito Kid is actually not canon. Because in that version, Kaito Kid knows that Conan is Kudo. But in the TV series, he doesn't. And the movies themselves, sometimes they will have filler episodes leading up to them. For example, episode 735, being filler, leads into movie 18. But I'ma be real, those two better be watched sequentially, and they better be watched, bro. Just the entire thing is so badass, alright? But that's my own bias. Like, my brother, for example, hates a group of characters who are called the Detective Boys. They're a group of primary schoolers who follow Conan, and canon episodes with them, he skips them too. He hasn't missed much, and honestly, he's satisfied with his experience. A lot of people may have watched this show growing up or starting now. If I knew about this earlier, my 12-year-old bum wouldn't have watched DXD on the living room TV when my parents weren't home. That aside, the show was very addicting, especially arcs around episode 490 and 800, but I won't say wait until episode 300 before you drop, because if you aren't interested by the first 10 episodes, there's no real reason to keep going. We all have lives, and an investment this big should be something you don't regret. If it's like manga, you can blaze through chapters really fast, so like sure, read the manga or some crap, but anime? 10 episodes even, that's a lot. That's like over 3 hours of your life you're investing into something. Imagine 1,000 episodes. That's a lot for something, especially if you're not even sold on it yet. Why go the full like mile, right? Take the free sample. If you don't like it, probably not for you. You can come back a few years later, give it a shot. Now, everything has downsides. I won't be rose-tinted and say it's a perfect show, because although I am a massive fanboy, as you can tell by this whole video, there are things that have been pointed out to me, and I have noticed myself, and I have gripes with some of them. First up being the dichotomy of Moriran, Kudo's love interest. She's a karate champion and like the best fighter in town, but instead of clapping these mans, like, she just sits there, gets all scared. Like, if you could body whatever the hell scares you, why don't you, bro? Like, if you come across a bear and you know that you can body this thing in one punch, why the hell don't you? But some people can say, oh, that's assault, you know, you'd be charged for that, you know, you can't do that. Some may argue it's self-defense, you know, all of that crap, although the thing didn't even do anything. So it's like, yeah. But nobody will talk about this glasses kid just bodying people left and right with footballs. Like, the fuck is this? On a note of Conan and his kicks, I have heard, and do agree to an extent, that the number of gadgets he's gained throughout the series kind of removes the point of him being in a child's body, since he is basically able to perform normally, or like more insane than normal. Like, this man's can do stuff that even an adult can't do now. And sometimes these gadgets show up for one episode for pure convenience sake and then never appear again. Or like maybe like 2 or 3 episodes within the next 300 episodes. And another personal gripe is, aside from a few characters, a majority of the cast is brain dead. Okay, hear me out. I get it. Conan is like the modern Einstein in this world, but like, because of how normal intelligence and like how average the rest of the cast are, it hurts me physically when they're stumped. Like, the contrast is so vast, it gives me actual whiplash. But that's a personal thing. And I mentioned the detective boys earlier, how my brother hates them. I kind of find them annoying as well. But they're also a prime example. Like, these kids have gone through like over 70 near-death experiences. Keep in mind, they're like 5 or 6 or some shit. And they still have the audacity to still pretend to be detectives. Like, bro, if that was me at 5 years old, like almost died, I'd be a hikikomori for the rest of my life, bro. I wouldn't leave my room. These kids have bigger balls than I ever will, bro. That's actually terrifying. Like, what? But those are the only few gripes that I can really only mention with the show itself. In summary, I'd have to say Detective Conan is something very dear to me. I may have only picked it up this year, finished it in under 2 months, but this experience has changed how I see anime, and it's rekindled my hype for anime again. I would say the show is 10 out of 10, but that never actually exists, so honestly, I'd give it a solid 9.7 out of 10. So if this video has made you interested in Detective Conan at all, or if you've already seen it and want to discuss, comment down below, or join my Discord in the description. But thanks for tuning by, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!